All right? So, God did not create us as robots. He created us with a sovereign will. And the thing about the exercise of your will is that the lines of your development will be determined by how you exercise your will. The lines of your development. Because if he chose the tree of life, he would have become totally dependent on God. He would not have the powers to know between good and evil. If he wanted to know what was good, what was evil from God's perspective, he would need to depend on God for that function to come from God. So you'd be a creature that was perpetually dependent on God. But if he takes of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, he will become independent from God. There will be a wisdom that is available to him, which is not from God, that will give him perceptions of what is good and what is evil. Meanwhile, you must understand that there is a good that is not God. And that good that is not God is what was captured in the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. The next time you hear, if it is good, it is God, just know that a human being is talking. Because there is a good that is not God. In fact, that's the reason why Jesus had to rebuke that rich young ruler that called him good master. What shall I do to inherit the kingdom of God? That's a long sentence. The only thing Jesus probed in that his presentation was good. Because he knows that good from God's perspective is different from good from man's perspective. It's the same word, but it has different meanings and different levels. And God will not want you to use the word good outside of the context of his definition of good. So he now said, there is none good but God. You know what he was saying? Don't call me good if you don't acknowledge that I am God. I'm not God because I'm good, but I'm good because I'm God. My goodness flows out of my godness. That's what he was trying to tell the guy. You can have all forms of good that there's no God in it. That is not my own good. Good is a big word in the kingdom of God. Good, good. Oh my God. You know, when God went to create in the creative enterprise, God was both an engineer and a spectator. When he finishes, he goes to create. Then he will step out of his creative mode to observe the thing that he has created. If that thing that he has created does not attain to the unit of measurement called good, God doesn't stop working. It must attain to good. So good has a deeper meaning with God. He said, don't call me good if you don't acknowledge that I am God. Are you there? God continued that creative enterprise until after creating man, he stood back to look at him. Then he said, it is not good for man to be alone. Man's state did not attain to good, which is the unit of compliance in the creative enterprise. That was the reason why he now went and I know you are getting what I'm talking about now. Every creature that was given a sovereign will was put to the test. You will need to make a choice. It is worship when you had other options available and you decide by an act of your will to choose God. I choose God. You had the option of going with Shongo. You had the option of going with Ogugu. Ogugu can create thunder in dry season and kill somebody. Oh, you people grew up in Abuja. We had a choice, but every day of my life I choose him. That's worship. There's an option. There's a wide spectrum of possibilities, but I choose him. I desire him. I want him. I'm sacrificing. I'm starving my flesh because I want to apprehend him much more. That's worship.